My phone vibrated on the table, trembling like it already knew something terrible was coming. I didn't reach for it right away. I was still stuck, replaying her words in my mind. If you can't afford it, stay behind. She said it like she was doing me a favor, like being left out was some kind of mercy. Her sisters stared at me, their lips curved into tight smiles, fake sympathy shining in their eyes. They weren't comforting me. They were waiting for me to break. But it wasn't a joke. It was a blade, quiet and sharp, aimed straight at me. When I finally looked at my phone, the screen flashed in red. A new alert. $4,763.29 approved. Merchant, Continental Air. For business class tickets. My stomach dropped. I hadn't bought anything. I opened my banking app with the slow, careful stillness of someone who had been hurt before. Someone who knew better than to panic right away. No card swipes. No errors. Nothing accidental. Just precision. Her precision. She hadn't just betrayed me. She'd used my own hand to do it. I tapped dispute all, then lock card. My fingers barely trembled. Then I leaned back in my chair, eyes fixed on the front door. I already knew what was coming next. They showed up an hour later, fake laughter echoing before they even reached the porch. All three of them, loud, polished, overconfident. She wore that long white coat she only pulled out when she wanted attention. Her sisters followed behind like smug shadows. She knocked once, then jiggled the handle. It didn't move. Seriously, she called through the door. I said nothing. I walked over and looked through the peephole. Her smile had already started to fade. You locked the door? Why? She demanded. I opened it halfway, no more. I didn't invite them in. Her eyes searched mine for warmth, for softness, but I had none left to give. We're boarding in 6 hours, she said, like that explained everything. You booked 4 tickets, I said flatly. She blinked, confusion flickering across her face. I lifted my phone, the screen still showing my frozen card. That broke her calm. I saw her expression crack. Just a little, but enough to see the truth behind it. Wait, no, she stammered. I used your miles, not your card. You used both, I said. One of her sisters laughed nervously, trying to pretend this was just a misunderstanding. But I wasn't pretending anymore. I shut the door and locked it again. It had started 2 months ago. A simple weekend trip to visit her sick aunt. Only, her aunt had died in 2018. Then came the second phone. The one she never mentioned. She said it was for work. For clients. But clients don't send heart emojis at 2:14 a.m. I didn't yell. I didn't confront her. That's not how you deal with snakes. You don't scare them off. You let them coil up and think they're safe. So I played along. I mirrored her lies with quiet patience. Take all the time you need. You deserve this trip. Don't worry about the cost. Every word was a thread I wrapped slowly, carefully around her throat. When she slept, I checked her call logs. I photographed receipts she tried to hide. I cloned her backup phone. I even talked to one of her sisters, gently, casually, and recorded the whole thing without her knowing. The girls' trip wasn't what she said it was. One of the girls was 6'2" and played for a minor league team in Boston. They weren't flying to Europe. They were flying to Aruba. For tickets. 3 sisters. 1 man who wasn't me. The email from my private investigator arrived at 2:47 a.m. Photos. Boarding passes, hotel confirmations for 2. A sweet upgrade. Rose petals scattered on the bed. One picture showed her, in the pool, arms wrapped around him, his mouth against her neck. And the worst part, I knew the man. Not from her life, from mine. He worked in my building. Elevator small talk, polite nods, nothing special. I'd never even noticed he was watching. The puzzle pieces didn't just fit. They slammed together with a painful snap of truth. I sent her one message. Just one. You might want to check your booking. A few minutes later, her card got declined. What are you talking about? She texted back instantly. I sent the photo, the one in the pool. Her and him. No reply. She came back at midnight. Alone. No coat. No sisters. Just her, hollow-eyed, shaking, pretending she could still talk her way out. I can explain, she started. I handed her a folder. Inside were screenshots, call logs, receipts, even the financial document with her forged signature. I already filed the fraud report, I said quietly. The bank's pressing charges unless I withdraw. Her lip trembled. You don't understand. I do, I cut in. Silence filled the space between us. I stepped aside, not to let her in, but to let her see. Her suitcases were lined up neatly by the stairs, packed and ready. She looked from the bags to me, disbelief crawling across her face. You did this already? 3 days ago, I said. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. She reached for something, maybe an excuse, maybe a plea, but I was already walking past her. The door closed behind me with a soft, final click. That night, I slept better than I had in months. No dreams, no questions, just quiet. In the morning, sunlight spilled through the kitchen window. I made coffee and stared at the rising sun like it didn't owe me a single thing. There were missed calls, voicemails, even a few knocks at the door. I ignored them all. Not out of hate, out of peace. Some people only learn through loss. And some losses last forever. She had bought 4 tickets, but only one of them was ever meant to come back. She thought she was leaving me behind, but she was the one flying straight into silence.